Right, today I'm making a video on Origin Protocol. The reason why I like Origin Protocol, well, there's a lot of reasons why I like Origin Protocol, but I tell you what, guys, it is one of the best performing videos that I've ever made, I think, on TikTok. Man, why can't I see it? Where am I on my pinned videos? Here we go. I'll just get it on my TikTok here on my phone. Is this video right over here? Okay, the one.
Can you explain what an NFT is?
A non-fungible token.
Non-fungible.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is basically a digital contract.
Yeah.
Paris Hilton, okay, is in Jimmy Fallon's show, and she explains what an NFT is, right? And she is on the OGN team, okay? There's something to be said about this team. NFTs are going mainstream, DeFi is eating traditional finance, yeah. Like, isn't that the true narrative of cryptocurrency like right now? And, you know, Web3, throw in a cool little buzzword there. But what I want to share is the team. The team is world freaking class, okay? So look. I feel like I'm having a stroke. Look at this guy. This guy, Matt is in the team, right? He's one of the co-founders. He was a third PM at YouTube, which was acquired by Google, if you were living under the rock. And UPan, here we go. He was one of the 6 founding team members of PayPal, you know, just a casual little company, you know, a little hole in the wall company. And the first employee at YouTube, hello. He's a former Google employee and a co-founder of Kiwi Create as well. Frank, he previously led engineering teams at Inktomi, PayPal, YouTube, Google, and Dropbox. Hello. That's really, really cool. That's really cool. And, you know, we got some homies from Korea as well, just like myself, which I love to see, right? So they're doing really well. If you look at the team as well and the community team, you know, obviously these last names, right? I mean, these guys are hitting different languages as well. So they got a very, very big community, right? There's people, you know, there's open source contributors as well, unnamed, but, you know, we see their faces anyway. And then they've got, there's their like Telegram group stuff, right? Let's have a look at their Telegram and stuff like that. Oh, there's one in every bloody language. It's what I remember seeing anyway. There's 28,000 members in there. So this is not a small project. I feel like if anyone's gonna make this work, right? Anyone's gonna make this work, it's these incredibly intelligent and smart people. Director of Media and Operations, Carrie Yu, a classic yappy there. Love to see it. A young Asian professional right there. She previously worked as senior accountant and then as a senior consultant at KPMG Canada. Hello. Just casually. Like, the crypto world is filled with, you know, cowboys like me, and then all of a sudden, bam, you know, you got a team like this. And then if you scroll down, sorry, I forgot to, you're hiring, which is great. The advisors, right? Here we go. Justin Blau is on the team as well, right? And Paris Hilton, yeah, there you go. That's an advisor right there. Yeah, there we go. Amazing, just amazing. And I'm pretty sure they are, I think they already have or is in the production of a stablecoin as well with 7.86% APY, which is amazing. The Origin dollar, right? And it earns yield while sitting in your wallet, which is crazy. So Origin Protocol right now sitting on $243 million in market cap, fully diluted at 626 million, right? In the last 24 hours, the volume increased by 41%. And today I'm going to go through the chart on that one to see what we can do. We have retraced from the peak in April 2021, which was the end of the bull market, right? Well, there was another bull market happening around about November or something. And then, or is it July? I can't even remember now. And then that didn't do much to this particular price chart, but we were down 90% from the nearest peak, right? 93% from the nearest peak. But now we're at 80%. So today I just want to apologize for not making this video earlier because that would have been really good. And I've just been sort of looking at, you know, opportunities to, you know, trade this. You know, the other day I made a video on how to actually do short-term trades. And I thought, well, gee, OGN might be a good altcoin for y'all to, you know, start doing what you got to do with the trading strategy that I taught you. And since the beginning to now, well, that's a whopping 230% that it went up, which is quite crazy. And you thought Zilliqa did really well this week, didn't you? It's obviously, you know, it's doing quite well. And, you know, we do expect, you know, these little moves to come in every now and again. So how do we not miss out on this, or how can we trade this so that there is greater gains that we can lock in with this? All right. So, you know, with obviously altcoins, you don't want as high of a leverage that you would play with, you know, with Bitcoin. So make sure you play, I think within 3 to 5x leverage, I think should be enough for this one, especially if you're a beginner. And obviously you can use that same strategy there as well. But I would look at it in tandem with your 100 and 200 moving average as well. So I think I found a a indicator that I could potentially use. And look, I think on the 15-minute chart, right? 15-minute chart, I call this the sticky behavior. So there is quite a lot of stickiness happening around these indicator lines here, especially the longer MAs too, that they actually are a lot of bounces that occur from these zones here, which I find quite fascinating here, which happened again here as well, right? It is quite well correlated with Bitcoin, I would say, but in saying that, I think in the direction of the trend, we're obviously in an uptrend right now in the near term. Actually then identifying its bounces off the 100 MA has been quite a helpful thing to, trade with. And obviously taking profits using RSI or whatever mechanism that you might have to follow along the way, I think that would be good as well. If Bitcoin stays up in that price region right now, I think we will be looking at potentially a positive sort of outlook for the altcoins as well, okay? Try to look for an RSI strategy where we've been applying that using just following the RSI and making the trades within it and, getting in and out of it. On the 1 hourly chart, it didn't do too bad. I mean, we're looking at, these 2 points of entry here. It did well, okay, here and here, making, some profits there as well. And look, potentially maybe even entering into short positions as well. You could potentially look at doing some of that too, and just simply using your RSI strategy. So one there and another peak here, I reckon would have been a good one for you to enter your shorts as well. So that's on the 1 hour time frame. Obviously, just scroll back and see what kind of time frames would work best for you. Obviously, there's a lot more volatility now because Bitcoin has been moving quite violently as well. Looking at the 4 hour chart, that seems to be what worked in the past. A lot of these levels here, with RSI, well, that would have been a dangerous, trade to make with simply RSI there. But again, the rule is to, we want to see the RSI actually cross well below and, even see it, come back up. Getting any kind of price action zone here would have gotten you some of this profit here. Likewise, similar activity here, which would then have gotten you some good profits here as well. So the best thing to do is to use a bunch of different indicators to actually give you a direction as to give you the best likelihood of a particular trade, right? So the trading method that I told you the other day, using these like multiple MAs on the 15-minute chart, it seems to work quite well. Just on a quick back test, it seems to work reasonably well as well, although that would have hit a stop loss. Once it starts to, it is quite volatile, but once you do make a successful trade, like I said, with these kind of trades that you make, if you're doing the short-term trades with altcoins, you want to keep your, take profits really tight and so that you don't get liquidated, right? Or if you feel a little bit risky, you can actually keep your stop losses a little bit further away from the price action from which you make the trade as well. So I think even right now, depending on where that red line goes, I think that could then form a confirmation for you to start entering some trades in the short position as well. That's what I'll be looking at, or might even divide it up down to 5-minute zones and use that to trade a little bit as well. So as you can see, here we go. Here's a good trade here. So the first confirmation I would say happened here for a short trade. Obviously, you would put a short trade here now at that line, put an order here, and then that will be your stop loss. I will just color that a little bit different as a red line, and I'll make that a little bit thicker as a stop loss right there. You would have also made a sort of, we call it riding the bull. You would have ridden the bull with that trade there, so that if it then cracks above that within that price, then you could have entered into it. So I think overall, this order, obviously this order and that order would have then been activated without hitting the stop loss. Then you would have made, what is that? This gain down here, which would have been pretty good. And like I said, start to take profits once the slope on the tangent on the red graph, which is the shortest MA there, starts to taper off to a flat horizontal line. So that being the case, how much profit is that? Just on a spot sort of, I'm just gonna start drawing from a random line in between here, because that would have been your average acquisition there. That's about 1.5%, and you leverage that out 5 times, and you've made some good gain within a span of about 2 hours, which is pretty good. So looks like there is some level of consistency, and now I wouldn't be trading on the 5-minute time frame as well. So you really have to find what kind of time frames would actually work well for you. Okay, in the 5-minute time frame, now it doesn't always work here. So the first confirmation has occurred, I'd say here. Okay, so after this line here, yeah, that's a bit too dangerous almost. I mean, only because the stop loss is like right here. Right, and I know it's just hit that green line there. That's what we're looking at. So obviously, like that's the position that we want to enter. I would just put your orders at these red lines, the third of your seed here and here, right? That would have profited really well if it wasn't to hit that level there. So you just got to be careful when these things happen. Although you would have made some, quick little profits here and there. Yeah, but let bygones be bygones, right? And plus the market was quite volatile at that time too. So another confirmation, beautiful confirmation here. So I'll just put a vertical line through that first. So we're gonna do a vertical line here and a horizontal line here. That's your stop loss, that's your trade 1, that's your order 2, that's your order 3. Obviously, that would have activated as it then dipped through. This order here would not have activated, but from here onwards, you made a very, very handsome profit without getting anywhere near your stop loss there. So there is your first horizontal line for the shortest MA, and that's where you would have taken profits. And I think that would have given you about a 2% gain, which is pretty freaking sick, right? That's on the spot. So obviously, if you leverage that out, you're going to obviously experience a much higher gain as well. So that's what I would be doing with OGN. That's a good way for you to stay in the market. You lock in these profits. You will probably see the prices, go dip pretty low as well. Another thing you can do with assets like this as well is you can probably play the support and resistance order game. So maybe start drafting out some lines of support and resistance, and maybe just put in some buy orders there so that you can actually, get these quick profits here and there. I think there's a nice one there as well. And will it dip as low as that? Yeah, potentially. I mean, anything is possible in this market right now. 15-minute charts. I'm actually taking notice of the RSI trading method here. Seems to work not too bad. There's some good points of entry and exit with the RSI on the 15-minute actually. So being able to spot that too. I don't know. I feel kind of excited about OGN. I think OGN would be quite good to trade with actually. A lot more clearer signs here as well. Yeah, yes. Forget watching the beginning of my video. Just do this. Yeah, this looks pretty good. A good bearish divergence here, of course. Being able to spot that is good. Yeah, some good points here coming out. 15-minute chart is good with the RSI trading as well. So use both of these sort of hand to hand. You might, some people like Bollinger Bands, some people like RSIs. I personally am a fan of RSI. So, use this in tandem, and then, this kind of scalping could actually work well on an asset like this. Not to mention the overall project is pretty good as well. And obviously when it does dip to a good price action, to see that it drops, all the way to, this is a bad chart because Bybit only just started to have OGN on their books, right? And look, if you can hodl for a bit longer, I don't even mind if you bought some right now, but I really want you guys to buy it at the absolute bottom, right? Because I'll tell you the difference. The difference is this. If you buy it now, okay, this is the nearest high, okay? If the price action goes to the high, from here to where that was, and the price action you bought it was at the very bottom, which was a 92% correction from the top, right? If you caught that, the difference in the gain is quite astronomical. Like that's double the amount. That there is 1,000%, and that there is about 400%, guys. So it is actually very important for you to actually buy at a nice location. Okay, so for now, and if you told me that you bought now, like I ain't even mad. Like, I feel bad for the guys who bought it at $3.30. You buying at freaking 50 cents. What a deal, right? Like that's the potential that it has to get up to, by the next time it moves. So I don't really mind. If there's a better opportunity, like wouldn't you go for it just by being a little bit more patient? Not to mention if you were to buy in and lock in a much lower price, you will have a lot more opportunities to take profits. And I'd rather see your account stay green rather than red. You get what I'm saying? So that's a little quick update on OGN. What will happen to OGN in the future? I think it'll do a lot better than what it is right now. The people that are involved in it, they're serious people. Blockchain being an emerging industry, I think OGN is one of those projects that are going to survive and do quite well. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't done so, go do your research on OGN. Enjoy trading. You can only get better by doing more of your trades, right? Risk money that is small enough, become a maestro behind it, and then start to make money. That's what it's going to be. It's not going to happen overnight, right? Like things aren't really mooning these days. It's not really mooning these days. And it's arguable to say that we're in a bull market with the Bitcoin acting the way it is right now. It's acting kind of annoying, right? But at the end of the day, you just need to keep trading, with little bits of money. And then once you become a pro, it will be rewarded. There's no shortcut in cryptocurrency. It is a complex topic. You can't just become a millionaire overnight without knowing what the heck is going on. Maybe some people are like that. I personally haven't been lucky like that in my life. Maybe you haven't either. And maybe that's why you relate with me and that's why you're on this channel. But the only way you're going to make money is by working at something, actually getting better at it. And there's a higher likelihood of you winning that way. I'm not saying it's impossible to just luck out. Obviously, you can just luck out, but I think you'll be better off actually training and becoming better at something because there's a higher likelihood of success there. Don't give up, just keep going and make sure you have a good steady income to service this little hobby of yours. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. Look.